Welcome back to another market closing live stream. Today, AMC broke out. But not only did AMC break out, GameStop followed suit. Now, both of these aren't exactly at an extreme level of short positions. We know this because, at least according to S3 Partners, both of them were sitting around 22 to 23%. This morning in the course member live stream, we were going through specifically short interest data. And I'm spilling the beans here, but there is a lot of momentum playing behind these stocks about a potential hidden short squeeze. I don't really care what it is. Price is going up, and I'm really happy about that. So let's take a look at the charts. Let's see what's going on. Let's try to understand a little bit up. With the exception of IPOE. IPOE was up like 7%. And I'm like, yeah, it's up 7%. I should sell my option that I have. And then I may have gotten distracted and didn't close it. Oh well, hold on a second. Before we get into this, though, Daily from the Federal Reserve is on. Let's listen to her, and then we'll go to GME and AMC. Let's listen in.
How many months would qualify as being persistent? If we're 2 more months?
Persistent inflation talk.
It's above 3%. Is that persistent yet, or does it have to be 6 months?
No, it's really not about timing at all. I'm so glad you asked that question. It's really about the transitory persistent is really about what's driving the increases. And by transitory, I mean things that occur in the spot market, things that are about temporary disruptions that we expect to unwind. So it's not about the time. It's not 3 or 6 months. It's about where is the place where the disruptions are coming that are causing the pop in inflation. And right now, think about used cars. Used cars are at a high price, prices are rising. But as we get more cars coming online, those supply demand things resolve, we would expect those prices to come back down. So it's really about what's causing these disruptions. And when I look at the individual data on those, you have to be really micro oriented here. You see really no sign that underlying contracts or long-term prices are rising in a way that's going to be continuous.
You kind of see it in the housing market, though, don't you? President Daly, because we've seen prices rising since back in June. We just got a report that they rose more than 13% last April, and they're 30% above the 2000.
Sarah coming in to crush the Fed.
Well, those prices are actually supported by the strong economy. People have, households have really good balance sheets right now. They're looking in many ways. The pandemic has caused people to relook at their housing and ask, where do we want to live and how much space do we need? So those are underlying strengths. And of course, the monetary policy actions we've taken that support balance sheets for households by lowering interest rates and allowing them to put more money in their pockets so that they can spend it is supporting consumer spending. So I think the housing market is a place where housing supply is coming online. In the meantime, you're going to see housing prices rise as the limited supply is demanded by a lot of people. But again, I expect these things to moderate as we go forward and more housing supply comes online.
So clearly you're
counter to Sarah.
As we've explored in the last 3 questions. That said, it's fair to say from the minutes of the last Fed meeting that you and your colleagues are now talking about tapering.
Well, we're talking about tapering. And that is what you want out of us. We want to be long viewed here. But I want to make sure that everyone knows that it's not about doing anything now. Right now, policy is in a very good place. Policy is supporting the American people. We've got more than 8 million people sidelined, not back to work yet, who had jobs before the pandemic. We haven't really got ourselves fully through COVID yet. So we need to be patient. Patience is the most important virtue I think we have right now. Data dependent, but very patient to let the volatility of the data come forward.
Who believes her?
Move through that and get every American who wants a job back to work and really achieve price stability.
I wanted to ask about productivity as well, because I think after the last crisis, the lack of inflation, when people were suggesting we're not seeing enough of it to tighten policy, it was sort of seen more because of lackluster growth than anything else. This time round, do you think there have been big productivity gains such that if inflation is soft, it's because of great gains on the productivity side?
Well, I really look at the main factors holding back inflation as the significant, what we would think of as the demand shock that came because of COVID. Then, of course, as employers come back, I think they are reaching for productivity gains. When I talk to my contacts, which I spend a lot of time doing, they're talking about investments that allow them to be more effective, more productive, and importantly, coming out of the pandemic, more resilient. But I do think we're going to have a combination of productivity gains and also employment gains, supply and demand both coming online that support strong growth and everyone who wants a job having.
Back to the taper question. I know the Fed, you guys have said you want to see substantial progress before making any moves on policy, but we really have seen some pretty substantial progress in nearly every pocket of the U.S. economy and on vaccination. So what more do you need to see before you're ready to start signaling a taper?
Well, Sarah, I'm going to go back to one of the first questions you'll ask me with some of the data missing expectations. How do I read that? And I think importantly, we haven't seen substantial further progress just yet. We're still looking for substantial further progress.
By the way, I encourage you to vote whether or not you believe what she is saying on Twitter, @RealMeatKevin on Twitter.
I'm bullish for the future, but it's too early to say that the job is done. And importantly, part of the boom we're seeing is supported by the accommodation we've taken to ensure that the bridge is long enough so that every American gets over COVID and can fully re-engage. So I think of this as really good news, but it's way too early to declare victory.
And finally, just ahead of another jobs report next week, which has become so important, obviously, for you and for Wall Street, we saw record 8.1 million job openings lately. And at the same time, we're hearing all sorts of anecdotes about labor shortages. What do you think is really going on in the job market with so many millions still out of work?
Sure, and I'm hearing those same reports and anecdotes in my contacts tell me, but it's a myriad of factors. It's not any one thing. It's the fact that, for many schools in the United States, they're still not fully open. So parents, particularly moms, are home helping with that homeschooling. People are still worried about their health. We're getting our toes in the water and coming out, but we don't have full vaccination rates across the entire population of our country, and people still feel nervous. And then people are deciding on, how do I re-engage in transportation? I think of myself, how am I going to re-engage to my full life? Well, I've got to set up infrastructure again that I once had and I no longer have. And I think that's true for almost every American. And it's just going to take a little time. So again, I know I keep hitting this theme, but we need to be patient, smooth through this. These bottlenecks will resolve themselves. And I'm really looking to the fall to start seeing the data come back and be more studied.
Mary Daly, hope we talk to you before then. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
President of the San Francisco Fed.
Okay, I have to say, she just added a really, 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 really good point I have not thought about before, okay? Schools! Lauren is waiting. I should have known this. I could have just looked around my house. Lauren is waiting. Yeah, there's GME and AMC, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Lauren is waiting for schools to reopen so that the kids can go to school. And it's really interesting that if you think about it, schools open up in August and September, and then unemployment runs out, and now people go back to work. And so pressures on wages go down, which means maybe pressures on input costs go down, and maybe prices do go down. Very interesting. Really, really interesting. It also, and I'm not, look, I don't want to be like, she said fall. I've been saying September, October. Kevin's right. Come on. Like, I've been talking about this for 3 months. Okay. And I don't need to pat myself on the back. I've been saying the same thing for 3 months. September, October, September, October, September, October. But this is interesting because the schooling argument actually reiterates September, October. And I'm looking for things that either reiterate or are different from, right? If somebody's like, hey, you didn't think about this, it's actually going to be more like next year. Well, I want to know that. Now, some people at the Fed have suggested that we might see a slowing of inflation later this year, in the fall, but we really won't see full long-term solutions until next year. And that's fair. We definitely want to consider that as well. But I'll tell you, that schooling aspect, very, very good point. We've heard a lot of the other stuff before, but anyway, somebody here says California schools will close. Just wait, no chance. Second surge of virus, immigration crisis, homeless crisis. This is exactly why you should elect Meet Kevin as governor. I ain't shutting down again. Gavin Newsom in a COVID 2.0. I won't say anything bad. I will not spend a minute talking about a weenie baby. I mean, about Gavin. I mean, whatever. Let's talk about the sticks. So, GameStop, look at that move. Oh my gosh, even just in the last 2 minutes. Oh wait, I'm on cost. There's GameStop. Whoa. What a move here. Let's go to 5 minutes so we can get the day in context. Look at that late rally. What is this? What is this? What happened? What happened? It does make me wonder if there was like a news event or something. This is a bizarre sudden run. I'll pull up the terminal, but that is an incredible run. That looks like it really began about 2 p.m. Eastern, and by within the hour, it was like an hour run on GameStop here, and now it's slowing. So you had some profit taking on people here, but people are recharging here. Volume absolutely exploded. On the 5-minute chart, oh my gosh, the volume. You got to be kidding me. 6.8 million trades in 5 minutes. Folks, that's 3 times the usual volume we get in like the first 5 minutes. At least the first like 5 minutes, the next 5 minutes, the next 5 minutes, like the average first 15 minutes. This is a lot. When we see volume at like 2 million, that's a lot, which we had a lot. We were beating that very well this morning, which was really setting up for this. But the amount of attention on AMC right now is huge. Now keep in mind, it's only like 22% short. Unless there's some stuff that's not being picked up by S3. I think there are a lot of people loading shells in the shotgun here. But this is without a doubt, this is a very, very good move for GameStop and AMC. But I want you to remember this. What happens when momentum stocks run? Risk goes up. So remember that, okay? So I'm saying that because if you're trading it, I want you to make money. I want to see it go up. I want to see it go to the moon, because the more money you have, the more likely you are to check out my amazing courses in the links down below. And join me in those private live streams so we can learn more about long-term wealth building, especially those of you in stocks. I know you want to learn about real estate. Those of you in real estate, I know you want to learn about stocks. And those of you in stocks want to refine, and those of you in real estate want to refine. Link down below. But anyway, this is good. I like the run. Just be careful. That's all I always say when we have a momentum run. Risk goes up when momentum runs, and we don't have the high short interest. So I'm curious to see what happens. Which company had look? Authorized shares means nothing. Like literally, authorized means nothing. It literally means nothing. It does nothing. What matters are outstanding shares. So that's very, 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 very important. Right. Okay. I see some of the comments here. It's awakening from their slumber. Well, Kevin is literally the best salesman I've ever seen. Have you read my Wikipedia? Join the course, life-changing. Oh, well, thank you for saying that. Okay, so let's focus. Look at the other things that are moving, folks. SPACs. I love my Microvision here. I'm happy to see Microvision up 8%. Let's give it up for Microvision too. This is good. It's very, very good. Shout out to Microvision here. Microvision has legs. Okay, this is one of those momentum stocks that if the volume goes nutso here and continues to be much higher than usual, this is one of those that could run to 24 again. Now, it usually comes back from running to 24. But if you're a trader, you know that. So Coinbase is actually running nicely here. Matterport, let's go. 1457. I want to see 20 again. I got to get rid of some of my, actually, let me look right now because I'm pretty sure on Matterport I have some summer options. I've got options. I don't have a lot of short-term options, but I do have some. And let's see. I'm pretty sure Matterport IPOE, man, I could have dumped that this morning for like a 30 grand profit. I just missed the timing. That's okay. I'll catch it on the next one. Ooh. Oh, no, Matterport, I have a 2022. Okay, so I have time on that one. I thought I had a summer option. I think I already got rid of my summer options. I already took my I took my tendies. I like taking the... Yeah, on the short-term options, you got to take the tendies when the tendies are there. Otherwise, the tendies could disappear. And you don't want the tendies to disappear. Yeah. Okay. I have an October option on GHVI. Oh, it's a small one. Okay. Oh, well, I got time. You got to get that GHVI up to $20 again. How much do I have in that option? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll make some money on that. All right, good. So, what else? I already took my tendies on TTCF. BTX, here's another classic momentum mover. So, yeah. Okay, folks. Oh my gosh. I could not draw you a better momentum. I literally could not draw you a better momentum chart. Now, this is on the average candlestick. If Newsom petting his cat while watching Kevin stream. Oh man. Yes, fun. But this is a classic momentum mover here, right? Here's one that was like up 5%, 5%, 10%, 10%, then 20%. I mean, it was going nuts. And this is why I'm saying when they're riding up, risk goes up. So you got to be careful, which is fine. But there isn't really a fundamental change at AMC or GME here. There's a social shift. And so remember that. Social shifts are momentum driven. Good. All right, next. Lemonade. I don't know why, but it got burned today. It is down. What are we down? It's down 5.6% today. Seagate's down. QuantumScape's down. Well, you had good old Jim Cramer bag on it again. And look, I like Jim. I'd love to interview Jim one day. But sometimes you know what I think it is? I think when he's interviewing folks on the show, he turns around the camera and he's like, I like it. I like this stock. It's great. It's wonderful. Buy. But then like 2 weeks later, when the stock does poorly, it's like, no, for me, it's time to ring the register. Moo, ting, and get out. We gotta bring the soundboard back. All right. Nordstrom, Arcimoto. I gotta make my Arcimoto video. I'm gonna work on that. Do I have a plan for the Central Valley? Well, heck yeah. We got a plan for all of California. You just stay tuned. Because we're gonna be campaigning out in Central Valley too. You just wait. I'm campaigning everywhere. You should need a bus. Where's Steve? Steve promised me a bus. Steve, if you're watching this, where's my bus? I need a bus. You know what would be cool? Is if anybody has a connection to somebody with like a company that has executive style buses, where you could have like tables so you could play like Settlers of Catan or do campaign stuff. I don't know. All right, what else we got here? Peloton. Peloton's just under 100 again. Enphase being a little weenie baby here at 157. So honestly, this is such a bargain, this company. You go forward PE to 2024, this thing's trading at like 22 times. It's nothing compared to the Neos, the Teslas, Etsy, and Enphase. Mwah! Oh, they're so delicious right now. These prices are very, very good. Tesla sitting at 600, being a little baby, can barely move. Why is it that when I make a bet with Lauren that she can start looking for a new home, as long as Tesla hits 750, it literally hits 750 within 2 weeks and then goes right back down. Like this is how Lauren always wins. You can't fight Lauren. She always wins. Man. All right. Qualcomm's up about 0.5%. Gevo's another momentum one. So here's another one that you want to watch. This is something. This is something to keep in mind here. You pump this. I fascinating campaign ready made buses my own. That is completely. I'm not blind to your speech, Happy Healer. All right. So Gevo, keep this in mind. This is a momentum stock. So if the momentum stocks move, Gevo could be one you want to pay attention to. Palantir. So, John Adams, thank you for the $20 about the synthetic shares. Tell me more. I've read about the synthetic shares, but S3 has been pretty accurate so far with their short data. And they charge people a lot of money for their short data and insights on the stock. Let's see here. So the argument here, just for anybody wanting to know, let's see here. I've got an article up on this. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We'll talk about it for a minute, and then we'll look back at the candlesticks. Oh, I already got it up. Oh, that was fast. All right. All right. So where's this talk about the hedge fund? We know the hedge funds are screwing around here. All right. I've known about short selling for some time and how heavy short selling can lead to manipulation of price. We know that. Yes, this is true. After all, the market is about supply and demand. Yes, great. And when big blocks of shares are sold short, synthetic supply is created. Okay, but I dug in deeper. Got it. Hedge funds are breaking the law. They don't seem to care about the consequences. Hedge funds breaking the law? Doesn't surprise me. It's like, is the Pope Catholic? I'm not trying to associate the Pope with hedge funds. Okay, I'm just saying. It's so normal. All right. Hedge funds paying the expert retail investors follow to spread concerning information about AMC. Interesting. None of these posts seem to have a disclosure. I never get paid for stocks. Okay, what else we hear? So basically, this person's suggesting that maybe people in social media are getting paid to FUD AMC. I wouldn't be surprised that actually happens. There's sometimes shady requests that come through where people are like, oh, can you pitch this or that or whatever, and we'll pay you. And I'm like, no, I don't do that. Comes to Wall Street. See, the thing is, you do that once, your trust goes away forever. When it comes to Wall Street, if you're paid to publish an article, okay, we know that. All right. Well, improper use of dark pools are a relatively new concept for me. In fact, I don't know. Okay. So blah, 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 blah. Sell blocks of shares. Okay. Yes. We know that. Okay. Yeah. So when, okay, this is just a fancy way of saying that whole dark pool thing is basically a fancy way of saying when institutions are like, crap, we got to liquidate hundreds of thousands of shares. We can't do it all at once because we'll crash the market. Well, duh. Instead of running, they're running buys to them. Think of this as a way of hedge fund. Okay. Look, okay. Hedge funds. I'm gonna give you a summary here in a moment. Hold on. Okay, naked shorting. That's fine. Okay. All right. Look, a very, 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 very simple way. Exactly. Well, I agree. Okay. A few things to answer here. No, dark pools, I get it. Not illegal. I agree with you. Dark pools are just a way of unloading shares, a lot of shares over a certain period of time. More importantly, though, what we want to talk about here is really this whole article about these synthetic shares and these naked shorts and all this stuff. You really got to simplify this. In my opinion, you simplify this very, very cleanly. When somebody shorts a company using leverage, great, fine. Or you want the price to go down, you pull all stops to short it. We get it. That would show up in the short interest data. That's my concern. My concern is we're not seeing in the short interest data. In fact, what I'll do is I will pull up the tool that I use. And now maybe the tool is wrong, right? So we are using S3 partners. Maybe they have some bias. Maybe they're lying to us. Maybe they're trying to trick us and deceive us. I don't know. All I know is when we looked at S3 partners and we were looking at the GameStop short, we saw it with our own eyes, the over 100% short. We saw it, and the thing went to the moon. Okay, we tracked that like crazy. We also saw the short interest go down to 60%, to 50%, to 40%, to 30%, to 23%, where it is now. So in fairness, the history of S3 and this app, at least I'm using, has been very good. So that does give me a little bit cause for concern about a lot of these complicated, fancy articles basically saying hedge funds are trying to manipulate the market. Really? Hedge funds are trying to make money? Duh. I mean, that's what they do with our Bitcoin too. They're constantly trying to screw us. The hedge funds are constantly trying to separate us from our money. And I hate them too. Unless you want to donate to the campaign. Well, no, then I'm still going to be mad at you, but we'll take your money. I'll still be mad at you. Anyway, so look at this. AMC rallying nicely here. This is awesome. It's now over $16. And I'm going to pull up the S3 partners in just a moment. It takes a moment to load. So we are at 19% right now, rallying very, very nicely here on AMC. 16.5 on GameStop. These are great moves. The whole thing about me, and you know this about me, is I just want you to know this is momentum. I don't think right now this is fundamental. And that means when you are ready, don't sell one because I'm saying anything. keep going. I want to see it keep running. I want to see people make money, but just know when you have momentum, they tend to revert. They often mean revert. So just be prepared for that. Whether you trickle out a little bit at a time or you're just watchful of it. Stop letting each other. Who says stop S3 stop letting me allow it to show the screen? Bloomberg. I can't show Bloomberg screens. Bloomberg. That's different. That's very different. I could also just read it. It doesn't really matter. Why can't I find it right now? I'll find it. Okay, we'll go to the sticks in a moment. Darn things bouncing around on featured apps. Oh, here we go. I found it. All right. The app always takes a moment to catch up. So we'll handle that for a moment. In the meantime, what else is going on? What else is going on? So, Game C. Oh my gosh, I just said AMC. I don't need game AMC. Game AMC. I don't even know what I said. It was great though. Whatever I said, that was great. Look at costs. Costs just took off right here. 24%. Really, like this last hour, really taking off here. AMC kicking butt, rallying into the close. GME's kind of staying stable into the close here. Coinbase up 7%. All right. So what else we have? BTX down. Yeah, I mean, always just separate. Know what you're investing in. That's my most important thing. Like if you're in something long, who freaking cares about the fluctuations? If you're in something to trade it for the short term, that matters. Then it matters. Then you watch the candlesticks. You come here. You understand. You look for those buying opportunities. A lot of fundamentalists, I think, watch these streams to look for buying opportunities as well on things that have sold. And we go buy the dip. Anyway, I want to catch up. So Dogecoin's at 33, BTC's at 37.3, and Ethereum's at 25. I'm going to pull up the short interest right now. Initially, let's just do GME and AMC, and we will pull the rest. Maybe we'll do more later. All right, short. All right, ready? So this is not Bloomberg. This is the S3. Okay, so we are at 20.42% on AMC, and you can actually see it's declined. And then on GameStop, we briefly had a little bit of a run in short interest here. We ran as high as almost 26% about a week ago. And right now we're at about 22%, to be exact. Yeah, people keep saying S3 changed their formula and stuff. I don't see anything like that. There have been a lot of folks. I think what happens is there are a lot of folks like, no, we got to keep the momentum going. Oh no, they must be wrong. It's kind of like when the CPI is going up, or when the CPI is not going up as much as people think. It's like, oh well, they changed the formula. It's like, you got to pick your level of jade, okay? That's all I can say. Pick your level of jade. We'll look at the other shorts later. All right, so AMC, we got some profit taking here. 2 minutes to the closing bell. GameStop, kind of flat here, going towards the closing bell here. Look at API is up 5.8%. TTCF got some of the food up at 21. We knew it was going over 20. I told you, and I put my money where my mouth was. I just took my tendies because I wrote it down. That, by the way, my option on that is expiring next month. So I took my tendies. It is way too close for comfort for me, but I made some good money on it. I'll take the tendies. No harm in ringing the bell on the short-term trade, especially if it's going to expire otherwise. Matterport kind of falling a little bit here towards the close. Come on, Matterport. Can't you keep it up? Churchill Capital at 20. Finally over 20 again. I mean, that's just been such a loser. Come on, Peter Rawlinson. Like the guy, but you guys got to start rolling cars off, okay? Because otherwise we're getting pissed here. So what else we have? We've got Pinterest, 1.25%. We've got Xpeng at about 0.76, and we got the closing bell in about 10 seconds here. Seagate losing here, and so is Upstart. Remember, Upstart, those rotations, they come. And we're on that down rotation now. Here we go.
And that's why the NASDAQ is almost flat, because tech is holding up better than, say, energy, utility, and materials.
Since the bell is so loud, I'll do Sarah Eisen's job. We've got the Dow at 0.23% down. We got the S&P 500 at 0.21% down. The NASDAQ down 0.02%, very close to its all-time high, and the Russell 2000 down 0.97%. Let's get the music.
Turned up the volume on the bell today, it felt like. Welcome to the Closing Bell, everyone. I'm Wilfred Frost, along with Sarah Eisen and Mike Santoli, CNBC senior markets commentator. Closing down for each of the three major averages, but only just down 0.2 for both the Dow and the S&P. The NASDAQ,
as much as I like the music, I literally just read that. So let's go to the sticks and see how things are closing. Look at this. AMC had 1 minute of a profit take sell-off here and rebounds into the afters. Let's go. I mean, it's what an incredible movement on both AMC and GameStop. GameStop going green into the after hours as well, even though it was flat the last hour. AMC took the cake the last hour here. 20% today. Yes. This morning, by the way, they started negative. Like, it did not start good this morning. So you had a day of a gain today. Really, really incredible. So good job here. We've got Hydrofarm up 9.18%. We have, let's see what else we have. Hydrofarm, Microvision, 9%. That's a rally into the close for sure. Great job here on Microvision as well, catching up very, very well. You've got Coinbase sitting at about 7.59%. Turning red here in the afters. Not exactly sure what's going on here. You have API, 5.67%. Tattooed Chef, 5.14%. Churchill pushed into the close a little bit here. Yep. Look at that rally into the close on Churchill. Very, very nice. Tilray, 2.86%. Square, 2.53%. Plug Power, 2.24%. Redfin, 2%. Going towards, I want to look at the cryptos over here for a moment. Doge, we're on the 5-minute chart right now. We're bobbing around 33. Ethereum and cryptos, Bitcoin, Doge, it's just not where the entertainment is right now. Really, the entertainment has gone straight over to AMC. And that's where we're seeing a lot of momentum and movement right now. Phenomenal moves on AMC. We keep an eye on it. Momentum. What I would do, you know what? Let's do this. We haven't done this in a while. Let's see here. Here, give me a sec. This is something we haven't done in a little bit. All right, here we go. Okay. Trends.google.com. Very, very important. AMC. Not Mac. Come on, Apple. Get with the program. All right. So I want to see the last day if I can. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Let's go last 7 days. I'll get out of the way. There we go. See, look at this. So what I want to see is this momentum last. The problem with Google Trends is sometimes it takes a while for you to actually get all of the data. So what we want to see is how high is this AMC spike going to go relative to the spike that we saw in January. Very, very important. Now, right now, we are on the momentum train. Super exciting. The volume yesterday was insane. The volume today was insane. And this right now is it does not reflect anything yet from the last 7 days here. It's still sort of being collated here, compiled. Yeah, here. Thank you, Brandon, for doing some research on the S3 data, which I did promise you more short data. So I'll get you some more short data right now. Go ahead. If you are in the stock member course, go ahead and give me ticker symbols. Tickers for shorts, please. And I'll start with you, and then we'll grab some here as well. But yeah, thank you, Brandon, for saying that. Usually I find that. Usually when you actually do the research into the formula changes, they actually improve things. I mean, think about it. You know how much the S3 charges me? It charges me $750 a month. A month. And we do this, like once a month? I mean, maybe like once a week or something like that. And it's not terribly frequently, though. But golly, yeah. So what do we got? ATOS. I don't know what that is, but it's 12.51%. Kind of going up a little bit here. Let me switch cameras. Oh, why is that camera off? That camera's off. What's up with that? And my backup camera's off. Palantir's actually gone up, but it's still only at 5.7%. I mean, that's nothing. Peloton's only at 8% short. We already looked at GME, AMC. mRNA, ooh, that's only 3.69% short. That's nothing. CCIV, you know what? The one that you got to be careful, the one you should be watching, folks. Ooh, Churchill Capital is 24.59% short. That is more than AMC or GME. The other one that you really got to watch, and it had a temporary run during the day today, you'll really want to watch IPOE. Okay, solely from a trader POV, like not fundamentally, none of that, just solely from a trader point of view. IPOE is 33.96% short. Keep that in mind. All right, BCRX. I don't know what that is, but I'll give it to you. BCRX is 11.96. Pins. That's a good question. You know, we could do NEO too. FRX. Oh yeah, FRX has been getting wrecked. Pins is only 4.29. FRX, we did AMC and GME. Just scroll back a little bit for those. They're low 20s. It's like 22% or something like that. FRX is 21.21%. Did we do Clove? Clove was another one. Yeah, 36.56%. Clove and IPOE. Those are some high short ones. I mean, they're way higher than these others. All right, once I say the name, please stop saying it again. Should I take into consideration that AMC is up 80% in market cap since its January peak because of dilution? 80% is market. I'd have to look at that. That's an interesting question that you have. I don't know the answer to that. Coinbase has not been shortable until recently, and right now it's only like 1.4% short. We have 10.61% short on Plug. MBiz is 21.43% short. CTRM. So buy call. I have a call. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I do have a call on IPOE. It's a Jan 2022 call. Yeah. Which remember, anytime I buy or sell something, like open or close a position, I send an alert. You know what's going to be crazy is when the day comes when I dump $4 or $5 million of leaps and I close those out. That's gonna be fun. It's coming. Probably September, October. 14.12% on MP Materials. Nokia is only like 0.46. Kind of weird. Naked. BNGO, really? Naked's only 6.36. BNGO. Okay, I'm gonna do like 3 more. Hyliion, really? 12.82 on BNGO. Cost? Okay, fine. We'll do that one really quick. 19.63 Sundial and Hyliion. 13.28 on Sundial. Hyliion's been getting smoked in the market. 22% short. Man, I think I made 2 or 3 videos on Hyliion. The Hyliion fans got really mad at me. They did not like my video. In case you didn't put that connection together, I wasn't very happy about the stock when it was $18. Superstock, GME, and Reddit members have been doing amazing DD, and they've been interviewing industry experts. I mean, that's awesome. Good shout out for another community there. I love some interviews. We got to see, like, from a fundamental POV, we got to see some real production come to GME, and I can't wait. Like, I want to see those stores transform. I'm a supporter. CHPT. ChargePoint. 9%. That's nothing. Can't you list the most shorted companies? I think so. I'll try it. Hold on. Let's go to CNBC for a second. I'll try that. Dude, if you have an in with Joe Rogan, set it up. Any of y'all that are like, please interview this person, this person, this person. The answer is yes. Get me in.
We were much more aggressive towards being value oriented a few months ago, and now the odds are more even that the growth and value will continue. Will not necessarily beat each other up substantially, but we still favor value over growth at the margin.
Jason and Ernesto, thanks very much to you both for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Up next, venture capitalist Bradley Tusk on the new antitrust lawsuit against Amazon and concerns of a SPAC slowdown, plus the CEO of Hyatt Hotels on when demand for business travel could return to pre-pandemic levels. We're back in 90 seconds.
When the future first arrives, we often don't recognize it.
Yeah, I'm trying to, no, not the change. I want the value. There you go. Trying to get the highest short percentage here. Maybe I just don't know exactly how to do it very easily. Because I'm looking at the S&P. That's why. I should be looking at something like the Russell 3000. So, like, for example, if I go to the Russell 3000, that's a ton of companies. So in the Russell 3000, Workhorse is the most shorted at 31.39%. But didn't we just say IPO? Oh, yeah, because the SPAC wouldn't be in the Russell. So IPOE was higher than that, and so is Clove. Petco, 27% short. GoGo, 23%. Bed Bath, 23%. So I'd have to look at different indices. Baller, make it happen. All right. Yeah, that's my concern. My concern is I don't know that there is a real big squeeze. I think it's just hope of a squeeze. And that's why I keep saying, be careful with momentum movers, because if there's no squeeze, it might feel like, oh, maybe there's a squeeze happening. But really, it's just folks getting in preparation of a squeeze. And the last people to get in, the ones who are going to get screwed the worst. Anyway, okay, I'm done taking short interest data. Let's listen to what Sarah's got.
Recently, and that has investors asking themselves how to tell the difference between a good SPAC and a bad one. Leslie Picker with the details. Leslie.
Hey, Sarah, that's right. Last year, the SPAC tide seemed to lift all boats with record issuance and market receptivity, but that hasn't been the case over the last few months, meaning it's become increasingly important for investors to figure out which SPACs are poised for returns and which ones are potentially poised for losses. Now, there's no way of knowing if any SPAC is going to be successful without a crystal ball, which I don't have, and I don't know anyone who does, but studies have given a few clues. Outperformance largely comes down to who's managing the transaction, how the SPAC is structured, and what types of companies the SPAC is targeting. The consulting firm McKinsey points out the so-called operator's edge, noting that SPACs with leadership stemming from former C-suite experience tend to outperform SPACs with investors at the helm. The thinking here is that operators tend to identify industry focus, putting diligence resources and expertise in areas that they know best and become more involved in managing the business after the deal is done by sitting on the board, even having largely chairman roles in that combined company, guys.
Leslie, thanks so much for that. We're going to talk more about the SPAC landscape and very much more with Bradley Tusk from Tusk Ventures, who joins us now. Bradley, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. I guess let's kick off on that SPAC area. Do you think it's more broader market dynamics as well and just the valuations coming back as opposed to necessarily...
Boring! Sorry.
Just over a year ago.
Clear dividing line for at least how I look at SPACs, which is if the acquiring company adds real strategic value.
That is such a fake background. Maybe it's not. I think it's a TV. Oh, it's a TV of a background. I can't tell what it is. I don't care. We're going over here.
If it's pure.
Oops, this one.
Meme stocks, they are back in town. We are seeing volume surge higher. GameStop up 60%. I had to take us there, Taylor. GameStop currently having a spectacular day, the best since mid-March. AMC having its best day since the start of the year. It seems to be that the Reddit performers, they're back on top.
Are we supposed to see that wheel?
Stand to my word. Caroline was the buy signal on that one. Let's go from Wall Street to Capitol Hill. Some of the largest U.S. banks spent the pandemic making record profits. Now, Democratic lawmakers want them to explain why they haven't deployed more of that money to help struggling Americans. Let's get a preview of those hearings from our Bloomberg Wall Street correspondent, Shonali Bostic. Shonali, what are we expecting to hear, big picture?
So there are a few things. The bank's testimonies will be available today, anytime now, really, and we'll expect...
Fine. We'll go back to the sticks. Too boring. There's nothing going on. Treasury yields at 1.55, though. I mean, you'd think that's going to start being good here. Oh, Robin, thank you for that. That's such a nice shout out. You didn't have to do that. Look at that. I got euros. I got 5 euros. Kevin, I love your stocks and psychology of money course. My portfolio has 3x by applying all of the strategies you discussed. That's awesome. You know, that's my dream right there. I don't want folks to be like, oh yeah, Kevin's, it's only about buy or sell alerts. It's like, you got teach Teach a person to fish, feed a man for life. Give a person, gotta be neutral. Give a person a fish, feed him for a day. All right, I probably screwed the whole thing up, but whatever. You know what I mean. Let's go look at the sticks again. What do we got? Nordstrom. What are you doing? Did Nordstrom report today? Hold on. Did we miss earnings? I thought earnings were over. Who's still reporting? Intuit. Oh, Nordstrom. Nordstrom just reported. Yeah. Oh, Red Robin. Red Robin. Yum. Oh, man. Oh, I'm getting nightmares. Oh, hey, but they beat. I may have nightmares from Red Robin, but they beat. Oh, man. Is NVIDIA reporting too? Really? I don't see that on here. Yeah. Are you sure NVIDIA didn't report today, or are they reporting tomorrow? And I don't see NVIDIA on the list. Is Voyager reporting? Well, if they are, we can take a peek. Let's see what we have here. Let's see how you guys voted and gals, okay? Which, by the way, if you are a guy or a girl and you want to help work with the campaign, make sure you send an email to staff@meetkevin.com to join. I will say, out of like 99 people who apply, we'll get like one girl. So just saying, if you're a girl, do not be afraid to apply. Lauren needs some friends too, okay? That's all I'm saying. Thank you. All right, where were we? Okay, so yeah, anyway. Wow. I'm actually surprised by this. I honestly thought you all were going to be way more jaded than this. I'm shocked. So the Fed, Mary Daly, just reiterated inflation will be short-term, not seeing inflation in long-term contracts, just short-term spot issues. Do you believe Mary Daly, the San Francisco Fed president? And the answer here is, see, Julie, you just got to move out here, Julie. We'll figure it out. So the answers were, or the options were, I don't believe her or I believe her. 55.6% don't believe her. 44% believe her. I align with the minority here. You all know that. This is no surprise. I'm very transparent about my belief. But I have to say, I thought it was going to be like 20% of y'all would have agreed. And like 80% of you would have been anti-Daily here. So I'm a little surprised by that. And then this didn't really get a lot of attention, but it was a very, very good point about schools not being reopened yet. So, yeah. Very cool. We were going to go somewhere. I don't remember where what were we going to do? We were going to go look at something. Oh, well, we'll look at CoinMarketCap. 37.7 for BTC. I mean, this is like flat all day. Ethereum sitting at 255. I mean, come on, 2 or 3%. This is a joke. Is your Twitter not verified? Nope, it's not. I know, right? Is it possible for me to bundle the stocks with the real estate investing course? Yes. You bought the real estate course yet? Yes. Oh, Voyager earnings. Thank you. Yes. Email kevin@meetkevin.com. Voyager Investor Relations. I guess it would be digital. All right. Let's see what we got here. Is this it? Investor presentation May? Must be. Financial statement request form? Why would I want a request form? I just want them. Why would I have to request your statements? I don't want to read your PDF. I want your financials. Oh my gosh, where are the financials? Oh. I just want the financials. It drives me nuts. I hate slide decks. They're so easy and like beautiful, right? But they don't let me go deep. I need my financial statements. No, I don't have them. I don't know where they are. Maybe they haven't released them yet. Oh wait, no. Here, I'll check. I'll check on my other. I'll check at the other place I could check things. Let's listen to Sarah for a moment while I check.
Courtney Reagan with the numbers. Courtney.
Hi, Sarah. Let's start with Nordstrom's first quarter. So
Yes.
they're reporting a bigger loss per share than expected, $1.05 loss compared to 57.
This is beginning. It's the retail rollover.
slightly stronger at $3.01 billion compared to $2.9 billion. Their full year revenue guidance is reaffirmed at more than 25% growth, which is slightly above what the analyst community is forecasting for that same period. Digital sales increased 23% when you're looking at the same quarter 2020. So remember, that was that first pandemic quarter. And digital sales represented 46% of total sales during the quarter. That's a pretty significant number there. When you're looking at gross profit for Nordstrom, it was 31%. That's a 2,000 basis point increase compared to the same period in 2020. However, a decrease of 260 basis points when compared to the same period in fiscal 2019. And there is talk of a lower markdown rate, which is something we've heard from a lot of retailers. Still, Nordstrom shares down more than 4%. Let's move on to Urban Outfitters. It was a beat on both of the top and bottom line, reporting 54 cents per share. That was well above analyst expectations of 17 cents.
That's really good on Urban Outfitters. The Nordstrom thing is not good. I am concerned that some of these mainstream retail stocks have gotten pumped way too high. Now, GameStop confirmed entering NFT business. Ha! Smart. That is smart. That I like. Okay, I do have the Voyager info. Now, I don't know if you're pulling my leg here. Usually people screw with me. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Look at this. That now, see, that's smart. Yes. Good. We're building a team. Very smart. NFT team. Very smart. This is good. This is forward thinking. Yes. Because MetaMask sucks. I'm sorry. Okay. I apologize. MetaMask is for what it is. It's convenient. Well, it's not really convenient. It's actually very complicated. MetaMask is for what it is. A very cool plugin on your Chrome browser. But the fees are nuts. Maybe that's not MetaMask's problem. I have no idea. I just found the entire MetaMask process very complicated and very, very expensive to buy an NFT. This, on the other hand, now this is juicy. I like me some GameStop NFTs. Very, very smart. I'm tired of that MetaMask. I want some GameStop. That is cool. Voyager. Where were we? Voyager Digital. Voyager Digital. Ah, yeah, here we go. I got it. Okay, I'm just going to read here. So, Voyager Digital, total revenue increased 60 million. Increased to 60.4 million, up 16x from 2021's second quarter. Jeez, man. Operating profit of $30 million with an operating margin of 50%. Company's first ever operating profit. Whew, nice. That's really good. New funded accounts have already well exceeded the entire month of April, exceeding 1.6 million verified accounts as of today. Wow. This thing should be up like 10% tomorrow. Really good. Nice. Continue to make upgrades. March quarter, we saw an exponential adoption of cryptocurrencies, recognizable as an investment asset class. This is great. Very, very good. This is a press release. This is a PR Newswire press release, which Market Watch or whatever, all these other companies can obviously pop up. Very good. That looks very, very good. So I like seeing that. Voyager, congratulations. Hats off to Voyager. We've got GameStop. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I like that. Then we also have, Nordstrom's got smoked. Anything else? Anything else? I think we covered it. I think we did it. I think we did good. No. May have not met the right mask. Oh, dear. All right, folks. Well, this was fun. Thank you so much for being here, as always. Y'all fun. Appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.